Good afternoon. I forgot what are we on right now, but we are in afternoon. How we doing? How we doing? Welcome to Brad Trades. I'm gonna put some music up right here. I'm gonna set everything up. It should have already been done, but the ADHD gets the best of me sometimes, guys. So I do apologize about that. But we are all good. Let's take a look at what I've taken today. Honestly, we had a really good push down here. It broke below this level, which is something I was looking for. It had a very extended wick, which I was very fearful of. And for me, that is one thing that kind of kept me a bit longer out. Um, if I can be honest about that. So let me take a look at something here so I could show you guys. Alrighty, boom. So it did have a nice rejection right here. It did, you know, I wouldn't even know how to explain it. It had a good rejection. I mean, it's almost the same size as the body, which I kind of had me fearful. So what I did, I waited for a retest right around close to that level, let it push down. I entered right there, and I think it was 20 ticks, 25 ticks, and then I sold. Um, right around there, which gave me that. Um, Obviously, it's kind of a fearful thing. When you have a rejection wick that strong, almost the same size as the candle body. But at the same time, this is what it comes down to when it comes down to trading. Nobody can tell you what to do or what trade to take, but the the type of risk that you put on. It was quite a big stop loss. I'm not gonna lie. So I took a risk there, but it played out in my favor. As you can tell, 227 already for the day. I'm sorry, 227 and 2 cents for the day. I'm going to save my breath a little bit because I know that I will be getting asked as soon as some viewers join. Just do this real quick. Let me take a picture. Into live. Alrighty. Dropping the link right here, guys. What's up, Muhammad? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, good sir. Any trades taken today? You took a trade in the same area? I took a trade right here. Entry was kind of about there. It was risky. The stop loss was gnarly. It was kind of about there and right around there. I remember the stop loss was 50 or 51, and my take profit was right there. I sold evidently right around here once it hit 20 something. I wasn't feeling too confident, especially because look at that wick. I mean, the wick was a strong rejection here, and then it started rejecting back. It closed. This one opened, allowed it to be right around there, and once it hit that, because of these two rejection wicks, I was kind of fearful already. I mean, we were losing momentum already here. You know, it's a small bodied bearish candle, so I was fearful and sold right there. But the most important thing is, if you're not feeling confident with a trade, sell it. And luckily I did get to come out with 227 in profit, but it's one of those things that you just kind of, you know, you feel it, and if for some reason you're not feeling it, then just sell. Nobody's forcing you to keep staying a trade. You know, 227 Australian, that's, I mean, that's USD. That is 227 USD to AUD. My currency, that's 348. It would take me almost 9 hours of work to make that in construction. So you gotta take your wins and be like, you know what, F it, I'm out. And just like that. Sure, would 1200 have been better? Which is where I marked it right here. This would have been 1200. It would have been way better. But just be mindful that to the left, it's already been choppy up here. It struggled here. It was choppy here. So we already had resistance playing up right in this chopping block. So when you kind of look at it, you know, this choppy could mirror what happens here. I mean, we had a rejection, then another rejection. This is a pretty strong rejection too. So by the time we got to this candle, I was looking already to sell and get rid of it because I wasn't too confident in it pushing down. Evidently it did, but just the things you got to look for, especially in a trade. Always look to the left. What do you see? Okay, well, it's been choppy here. It was choppy a little bit here, here, definitely here. So like if we were to push up, this would be a whole area that I would not trade at all today. I would avoid this entire area and just stay above this area or below this area, because that's just not, I'm not gonna get chopped up in that section. L3. How's India, Muhammad? India or Pakistan? I can't remember if you were from Pakistan or India. Pakistan. Oh my god, didn't I hear there was a blast or something that happened in Pakistan? I just heard it in the news. I think this morning there was a bomb or something that happened in Pakistan. Am I right? Was it close to where you live or was it far away? Hopefully everybody's all right. I'll tell you that. Oh, same city that you live in. Wow. So that was in Islamabad. Oh yeah, you did tell me you live in Islamabad. Oh my god. Yeah, 12 people dead. Sorry about that. Jesus. Well, Muhammad, this is why you have to become rich. Get yourself out of a problematic, confrontational city environment and just run far away. Far away. Go to Dubai. We'll meet in Dubai or Bali. This is normal for us. I'm sorry to hear that. It shouldn't be normal anywhere. Everybody should be able to have a good, chill life. Sucks. So I'm moving these levels because clearly we've had resistance up here. Support down here. Clearly we're having rejections all over this place. So clearly we can see there's resistance there. So I'm moving all that, moving this, getting my chart already. Well, my next plan about trade is seeing if we can... We're in a bullish state. We're in a kind of in a consolidating state right now. In NASDAQ, I mean, it's pushed up, like that. Pushed up, and now apparently we want to head back down. I'm trying to see what the plan is with NASDAQ. We are in... Anything about it? Lower high, lower low. Technically, this is a lower high. This is lower than this previous high. Just took a bigger gap to get up there. And then we could be forming who knows? Especially right now, there was a couple contracts sold from a couple banks in the AI industry, thinking that it's a bubble. So it could come down more. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. With gold, my plan is to... I'm not going to trade this section, so this section is going to be another one that I'm going to box it off until we get to here. I'm going to take that out, and my plan would be to trade this once we reach this area. And if it breaks below, then just take a type 1, which is a breakout trade. Retest, reject, and this will be my first key level. I will take partials. I gotta start getting better at taking partials, and that's the thing about trading, Muhammad, is realizing what you have to get better on and what you gotta work on. I gotta start taking partials at 20 pips, which is my goal, because at 20 pips that's already 200 bucks. So for me, it's a perfect happy spot for me. That's what I would be looking for on a daily. If I could take 2 trades, each one 20 pips, that's $400 already. And if I could do that across 2 accounts, then we're looking at $800 already. That's what I'm looking for. I am gonna starting the stream at 2:30 instead. I just wanted to come in a bit earlier today because I do have things to do and I have errands to run. Um, Not gonna be able to be on stream that long, but Muhammad, if you have any questions, go for it. This coffee has to work because right now it ain't working. Starting pre-London and New York session. So what? What do you mean start pre-London and New York session? Like start from pre-London all the way to New York session? That's like let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 9 hours of streaming, bro. 9 hours of streaming. 9 hours of streaming. I'll tell you what, drop me $1 per hour of stream, and once we get to 9 hours, that's $9. I could buy myself a little meal. A little McDonald's happy fries or something, a little Big Mac. What's up, Mr. Player? How you doing? I'm telling you, $9 for 9 hours. That's not bad, and it gives me French fries from McDonald's. That's a good deal. A 9-hour stream, Jesus. I gotta take my phone off Wi-Fi just in case it happens again, that the stream starts lagging for some reason. It shouldn't lag at all. I don't know what happened yesterday. I'm telling you, it was right after that boom. I don't know what that boom was, but it was a loud boom. It sounded like a building fell or something like that. I what? I love you. I owe you. I owe you a trillion quadrillion dollars. What are you trying to say? I'm trying to finish it. If we're playing what's that game called? Pictionary or something like that. Tori saw your story. Yeah, she did see my story. Did see my story. I'm giddy about that, actually. It would have been way better if she followed me. That would have been better. I would have rubbed it in Dan's face like, ha! She followed me first. Now give away 50K. 50K what? This whole zone is gonna be a questionable zone right here. Take a look at MNQ. Yesterday was a good MNQ trade that I think we could have taken. I was looking back, and I think we could have taken a good trade while we were on stream. Maybe? Nah. Nah, it was only this breakout, but no. Nah. 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 Ignore what I said. I need more coffee, I think. Bro, if I say in and out of the strategy. If I say in and out of the if I say in and out of the strategy, what do you mean say in and out of the strategy? What would is say like it's all about candlestick zones and levels? We're I think I get what you're saying. We're price action traders. So it's essentially inside of ICT Inner Circle Trader. But we're price action traders. So all we look is we don't pay attention to news very much. We don't pay attention to what happened 9 hours ago. We look at candlesticks and we wait for the candlesticks to tell us what's happening based on the levels that we're doing. We're price action traders. Maybe that's what you were saying. Everybody, say hello to one of my best friends. He was sleeping, but I managed to wake him up. He's probably annoyed at me. His name is Jalapeno. Hello, Jalapeno. Hello, stream. Probably gonna hate me now. But he can stay sleeping there. Should I focus on candlesticks? Yeah, that's all you gotta focus on is candlesticks. Just candlesticks and levels, man. Candlesticks, levels, and the trend. The trend is your friend. Do not trade against the trend. If you trade against the trend, then it's because A, you're seeing a reversal, which is like a change of character, right? So if it's forming higher highs, right, but then suddenly it forms a lower high, then you're already starting to see a change of character, right? A break of structure. And at that point, you got to be careful, especially the first one, because it could easily reverse. It could just be a pullback or something. Like for example, I took yesterday a trade at the end of the night. Something simple, really, really simple. And I think I only put 5 contracts in there because I was trading against the contract. And I have a policy that do not trade against the trend, right? But I saw it pretty good, so I put half of my risk just in case, right? And Jalapeno is gone. But anyways, that's the thing. All right, so we had a 30-minute closure right there, right? Very, very rejected. It rejected heavily and is now a green. Now bullish candle. That was a strong rejection right there off of this technically line right there. So if we were to put that right there, right, because technically we got all that support right there. Yeah, Mr. Player, that does happen. Yeah, yesterday was Veterans Day for many across the world. Even Australia had Remembrance Day for the fallen soldiers through the many wars and everything. So, rest in peace, respect to the soldiers and whatnot. But yeah, when it comes to trading, holidays is kind of a tough market to trade in. A lot of banks are closed. A lot of people are just taking a day. Would I take buy if the current candle forms bottom wick? Would you take a buy? Would I take a buy? Honestly, trading in this whole section, I wouldn't feel too comfortable. I mean, look at this. Rejected, rejected. It was too choppy. Bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish, bearish, bullish, bearish, and then bullish. Too choppy. Uh, you know, just too choppy, honestly, for me. Trade in that zone. That's why I marked it out here. That way I know, okay, I do not want to trade in the zone, and I do not want to trade in this zone at all. It's good to set your limits straight off the bat. That way you're not caught by an impulsive decision or FOMO saying, oh my God, it's going up. No, remember what I said. I don't want to trade in this zone, and I don't want to trade in this zone at all. I think I made a post today, right? I think I tagged it. It said, give me 1 second, I'll read it. I said, do not cook in the chop. Wait for it to escape the chopping board, and then you can cook. When I say you can cook, is like, like that meme, let him cook. Let him cook now. When we're trading, we're cooking. We're doing something good. We're doing something productive. But we don't want to cook on the chopping board because we're going to get chopped up and we're going to get our fingers cut and everything like that. So it's not worth getting bloody to try to trade and cook in a zone that's consolidating or too choppy for us to even know what the hell is it doing or what the direction is going. Like for a second here, it was going up. Then it was going down. Now it's going up. It's not worth it. I see we got a third person here. Anybody want to say hello that we haven't said hello to yet? I think we got a third viewer. Regardless, welcome. Welcome to Rad Trades if you haven't been here before. View candle break support, and there's a clean range to the left, but a candle which forms to the left range. So you're saying if this breaks, but there's only one candle on the left? Is that what you're saying? Would I worry about it going against this candle? Double checking. I wouldn't necessarily like to even trade in this section because there was rejection. Now, it did go down, but then immediately there was a rejection candle and a pretty extended rejection candle right there. So that's why I put this red line right here, kind of signifying more like, okay, I'd be interested in taking sells. Let me write something. Start doing what Daniel does. There's a reason why he does that. Learn from the best, they say, right? Learn from the best. Sells below bottom center, boom. Sells below, and here, hell no, I'm not trading above this whole shit show. Rest here. Oh, hello. Maybe on the right side. Bear with me. Bear with me. Nah, I'll put it in the center. Clear this up. That's still going to be a definite no trade zone. So there you go. Try to put it in a better perspective. So I'm not going to trade at all in this whole section. Really, I'm not interested. Yeah, we're seeing support right here. But I'm interested in sells below or buys above this. That's all I'm going to be interested in. Let me read that again. The breakout candle has a small body but long wick. So will you enter a trade on the break of the candle high? Breakout candle, small body, long wick. If the wick is bigger than the body, I'm not taking a breakout candle. I'm not taking a breakout trade. Just period at that. If the wick is bigger than the body and it's a breakout candle, I'm not taking that at all. Not taking that. I would like to see a good volume candle enter, not something that the wick is longer than the body. Oh yeah. But hypothetically speaking, right? Let's see. Let's say this was right here, right? And be like, even something like this, be very wary of, because it had a long rejection, and we've already seen twice. 1, 2, it's rejected. 1, 2. Yeah, this one broke out. But all right, so for example here, so the body is bigger than the wick. I'd take that. As long as obviously it follows my rules. For example, the wick is just very long. That's 1. Then I'm expecting it to retest here. That's 40 ticks already. I'd probably try to take it right around there. That way it's in the 30 tick mark. Only if it rejects and it's already about to hit it. I'm not going to put a stop order right there until it rejects up and then comes back down. Once it starts coming back down after rejecting this level, then I'll have a stop order right there so it engages it. Even just a little bit. I will never put it halfway of the wick. So for example, if the body was up here, right? I will never put it halfway of the wick. I'd put it above halfway and between halfway and top of the wick. So in this case, I'm gonna refer to this as bottom of the wick, but in between the middle and bottom of the wick. That would be my half point. That'd be where I enter. But if the body is smaller than the wick, not entering it. Not doing it. Not worth it. I'm gonna take this out because I know I'm not gonna trade in there. Let us see what is. I don't use moving averages. This right here, this blue line, is a VWAP. To answer something as well, the moving averages, like for example, I used to use it. I used to have it set at 9, 20, and 50, I think. But then I got rid of the 50 because I started day trading more. And I was only using the 9 and the 20 or 21 just to know exactly, you know, if my candles cross a certain point, then, you know, depending on if it crosses the 9 or the 21, then it might signal that we're in a bearish. If it crosses the 9 but not the 21, you know, we're still, it just depends. The volume weight average price, which is the VWAP, I use it more as an intraday mark, because it tells the price, how the price action of the candles or the trade for the day for this futures, right? How has it been doing? So right now we're in a bearish state. If it crosses it, then we're in a bullish state. So it kind of just mostly deals with the intraday perspective of it, the session of it. It's an okay marker. It helps, you know, not a lot of people use it in Dan's, I guess, club, but I like it. It helps me sometimes, you know, be more sure about what I'm taking, especially if I see a bounce, especially if it meets something like, for example, on a key level. All right, let's see if I could find something specifically. All right, like for example, right here, you had a red and a green. It was bouncing from this VWAP right here. And essentially, if I had a trend line right there, assuming, right, because if you see here, this would have been a trend line. This, I mean, not a trend line, resistance and support. So I could have probably put it in the middle to follow. But it was bouncing off of it, off of the support. But at the same time, it was bouncing off that VWAP. So I kind of use it as an extra trend line. It could be used kind of like a eyed trend line to kind of see, you know, what the price action is doing for the day. It's mainly for an intraday session type of indicator. Not something I depend on, especially when you're just doing price action. You don't even need it, technically. You don't need it, but it helps. It really, in my case, it helps me know when the price is and taking a bearish turn versus bullish. Like as you can tell here, it was rejecting it. It didn't want to cross over, and then it dumped. Sometimes when it crosses over like this, right? So it crossed under and it couldn't reject. That's kind of a signal that it's going to keep going down lower. So, it just depends. Boy, pre-London has been poo-poo. Probably lower this, that way I could see it more, almost eye level. I'm watching you guys too. Probably, huh? I gotta see how that one goes out. I'll be right back. Yeah, Muhammad. I know, no volume. Let me see something about New York. Maybe I might start streaming New York. As long as it doesn't conflict with my other... New York, let's see. One. Jesus. Always volume, seems to be always volume from 9 p.m. my time to New York's 2 p.m. up here. Copy. I'll be right back. Alrighty, sorry. What up, guys? Welcome back. Well, welcome back to me. It hasn't really moved. Ah. Well, that's pooey, right? Well, take that out. I mean, like I said, I'm only interested if it passes below here or goes above here. Other than that, I'm not interested. I mean, we're just mirroring this almost exact same Chop City right here. I mean, look at that. Almost to the dot. Look at that. Choppiness, choppiness, choppiness. What can I say? I say it's gonna mirror. It mirrors. Ugh. Might as well throw some laundry. Tomorrow I will have to start to stream a little bit later for sure. Maybe around 3:30. Start streaming at 3:30. Every time. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna give this candle 6 more minutes, and after that, I am gonna call it. It was gonna be a short one today. You know, obviously nothing's gonna happen in those 6 minutes in this zone. It's one of those things that gotta wait it out. Negative. Yeah, after the 6 minutes, I'm gonna call it, guys. You know, very low volume right now. I might look into doing like a New York stream instead. More volume, more things going on. Quicker pace for sure. The only thing I gotta look at when it comes to New York is the Forex Factory news trading. Because sometimes, man, especially red folders, you don't want to trade on these red folders because they will chop you up. They will chop you up, trust me. Just depends. Some of them have red folders, others don't have red folders. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for joining Rad Trades. It was a pleasure having you guys on today. You know, as you can tell, we're not going anywhere right here in the next couple minutes. So that is it for me. I will catch you guys on the next stream and hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for joining and have a beautiful, beautiful, great, great day. And do not lose any money. Trade responsibly or don't trade at all. All right. See you guys later. Thank you for coming.